Good afternoon, everybody. I am here in St. George, Utah, not in my typical place to be. I'm on the first leg of my trip to the Attic Needlework store, and I'm going to the Sampler Symposium that is being held there over the weekend. I'm really excited about it. There'll be classes as well as lecture series on samplers. So that's pretty exciting to me. I'm excited to be able to go there. But for now, I decided to do my floss tube a day early than I normally do. Last week, if you were watching, I said that I was going to try to do it in the hotel when I got down to Phoenix area. But I decided to do it here at my very, very good friend's home that I'm staying at. They have a second house in St. George, and I thought it might be better, my internet connection might be better if I do it here, because sometimes at hotels the connections aren't always the best. So I'm doing it one day early. This won't be a very long video. I don't want to take the chance of there being some issues with the internet or uploading or whatever. So I'm going to make this as fast as I can. Before I forget, it's 50 degrees here in St. George, 10 degrees Celsius for those of you in other areas of the world. So it is warmer here than it is up north, which is really pretty cool. St. George is in the southern part of Utah, so it's more in the desert, about an hour and a half from Las Vegas, which many people even in other countries know where Las Vegas is kind of situated. So this is more of a desert terrain and a little bit warmer. By the time I get down to Phoenix area, it's supposed to be about 72, so I'm pretty excited about that. That's be nice warm weather. So I'm just casual here. I'm going to show you the few things I worked on last week and tell you what I'm going to plan on doing for this coming week when I'm sitting at Symposium and maybe the few days after I get back. So this last week was kind of more like busy. I was packing. I had a couple grandkid meetups for giving some Christmas stockings that didn't get to them earlier. So I had a more limited time to do my stitching. So also I was working on my lace too a lot. I was pretty excited about getting back to my bobbin lace and working on the lace sled, and that's in some of my previous videos. I did not bring that with me here to show. I did bring my stitching because that's easily transported, but the lace is not. So I will have to show that to you what I accomplished next week when I get home. As far as what I accomplished for stitching, I did work on my daily 30 challenge, yearly challenge, which was Animal Adventures, and got 3 of the animals found through driving. So I got 300 stitches in each one of them. Unfortunately, I set one aside and did not bring it with me. That was my Mirabilia Garden Prelude piece, so it is back in northern Utah. But I can show you what I got accomplished on the other 2. The one is Emerald City. That's one of my pieces. And this is being stitched on 32 count, hand dyed by Rolanda Fabrics. A perfect swirls of green fabric to accent the Wizard of Oz and Dorothy's trip. Anyway, what I accomplished this time for my 300 stitches, I had to rip a little bit out because I had an issue with the house, with the Emerald City, which I had mentioned before. I was having lots of issues with it. But be that as it may, I am now done with the city, thank goodness, so hopefully I won't have all those issues with the other stuff. I worked on this one little motif here, that one there, that one there. I had to redo this part of the city, so I ripped that out, restitched it, and then I started stitching the like flower trellis that's going to be over the Wicked Witch. So that's what I did. I didn't bring the actual picture with me, but that will be a trellis over where the Wicked Witch is on that side. And on the other side, when I'm done with her, over here will be a trellis with Glinda. So, oh, this is with, I'm doing this 2 linen threads over 2 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads on the 32 count with DMC. This is just not my regular place to do things, so I'm kind of like, whoa. Okay, I also did 300 stitches on Harriet Elizabeth Coe. Both of these pieces are Stitch Mania pieces from years and years ago, so my plan is to get them finished up this year. This is on 32 count. Picture this plus fog. A real nice sampler type, some light modeling on it. And I'm using the called for overdyed threads. And this is by Brenda Gervais with iNeedle and Thread. Last week when I showed my plan and said I was going to work on it, that whole bottom border there was only half done. So I finished the other half of it with the flowers, and then I jumped up to the top of that little tree and started working on that bird. So I think it's a crow. So there we go. I'm hoping that I don't have to put this aside for a long time. I'm waiting for the threads. I need some more pomegranate and some more endive, which is what goes around the border, but it also goes in quite a few of the motifs too. So I should have bought more of it, but I did not. So I'm going to wait. I'm waiting for some of that so that I can work on it again. And then the only other one I remember to bring here was a different challenge, is my 22,000 stitches in 2022 for challenge for full coverage fanatics. And of course that's my full coverage piece called A Lace Maker. And I did 516 stitches this week and then set it aside. I'll work on it again hopefully next week, I think, to get another 500. I filled in the rest of this area here. I had a lot of empty spots there. Got quite a bit done down there too, and then did a few little stitches down there. This is on 25 count, even weave. I'm girding it myself, and I do 1 over 1, 1 floss thread over 1 linen thread. So that is A Lace Maker. And like I said, other than those ones and then the mirror that I left at home, that's what I did with my stitching this week. So on to plans. Tonight I am going to work on, I'm finally picking up, I've had this for a couple weeks, but I didn't get a chance to start it. But today is actually Laura's real birthday, from Brenda and Laura, the sampler stitcher. So I'm bringing my nice stitch folk bag here, which is all set up for Laura's sal. And we are selling Elizabeth Isles, $17.99 by the Scarlet House. I just fell in love with this when I saw she was going to do it, so I just had to participate. I'm using DMC threads for it, but I am using a different color, hoping this works out. I'm going to start it tonight and see how it works. This is actually 40 count R&R Lucky Penny. So it's kind of a very pale green, lime green. And you probably can't see it very good in the light, but that's what it is. So I'm kind of excited to do that color and see how it turns out for this. So I'm going to work on this a little bit tonight, depending on how tired I am, and some during the weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow night when I'm at the hotel, if I feel up to it, I'm going to work on one of my whip go, well, my only whip go for this month, because it was called twice. I'm going to work on Panoply Posies, and that's the one that I am converting to red, white, and blues, Prim's red, white, and blues. And I showed it last week, but I'll just show it again here. So if I can put a few hundred stitches in this, then that'll be getting more of my whip go done. So I'm really liking this, how it's turning out with the Prim red, white, and blue colors. And this is on 32 count vintage country mocha, Kim. That I'll try to do tomorrow. Like I said, I'll try to do that tomorrow night, some at the hotel. while I'm there, we'll be doing some actual projects as well as, you know, just listening to the lectures. So when I have a chance to listen to the lectures, and maybe some other time, I'm still working on the birth and wedding samplers that I want to get done by April. So, of course, I showed this last week. This is Beyond Words, and I'm designing this wedding sampler for my nephew and his fiancée. And this is sticking to the needle winder. So this is a little bit I've gotten done this week. Their last name will be all filled in, and then this kind of like makes this kind of jump out after the other is filled in. So I think I'm going to work on that some. It's easy. It's 32 count, really easy to see fabric, and so I'm going to work on that while I'm in the retreat, especially if I'm trying to listen to the speakers. I'll work on that one, and if I, you know, after I put a few stitches in that one, then I'll go to this one, which is the baby sampler for my niece, and work on that. And that's this one here that I showed last week. It's on Barnell fabric by Linens by Designs, 32 count. And I'm stitching it with the called for overdyes that it calls for. So those are the plans for this week. We'll see how many stitches I get into these, especially driving and being tired and spending time talking to people and listening to the lectures and that kind of stuff. Probably not too much, but who knows? I brought them along, and maybe I'll get a lot more done on than I thought. So putting all this stuff back because I don't want anything to get lost or misplaced, so I can make sure it's all with me. So, and oh, just to let you know something that I think is pretty cool. My friend, her mother was a painter. She painted watercolor, and these pictures are from my good friend's mom, both of these. So I hope I have that right, Jane. I think they're from your mom. So you can correct me if you would like, but I'm pretty sure that they are, and she just did a beautiful job painting. So I knew my friend's mom. She's was a pretty sweet person. She passed away a few years ago, but she's pretty special. So anyway, just thought I'd point that out to you. And before I end, I do have a quote. I just found one on my phone this time, so you guys wouldn't be disappointed. And it says, "Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance." Very, very true. As long as if you're always acknowledging the good that you have in your life, let's see if we can show that up there. There we go. Kind of, yeah. There. If we're always acknowledging the good we have in our life, then we have the abundance we need because we appreciate everything we have. So anyway, love you guys a lot. Grateful that I could be here just real fast and show you a little bit of my updates, so I don't have a whole lot to show when I get back next week. I'll show you I know I'll be having a lot of haul. I'll show that to you, at least I'm assuming I will, when I get back, as well as tell you about class and everything. So everybody take care, and have a great week stitching, and love you a lot, and I'll see you in a week. Bye.